Wanted to go over a couple more frequently asked questions just to make it quick. Hopefully this video won't last very long. I have about 5 things to go over. We went over creating orders and just a couple of simple things in the first video. This one are just some nuances about why are there certain things when we are creating orders, so I'm going to go over those. The first question that I want to address is when we're creating a new company, is it possible for the primary categories to have a drop down instead of just a blank text box? And so I'm going to show you quickly what this question is addressing. If I go to create, not an order, but add a new company, and you can see here that there's a primary category field. This is how the system is built, so there is no way to make it a drop down. But if you do start typing the category name, for example, skincare, it will start popping up. If you do need to see what all of those categories are that are in the system, please send me an email and I can send you the full list of categories. If you are typing something that is not in the system, for example, I'll just say something like dogs, you'll see there are no suggestions. So it's not a category that is in the system and it's not a category that you can select. Primary categories are required, so make sure that you do have a primary category in the system to select. If you do not have one in the system to select and you need to make the order quickly or add the company quickly, I've added the primary category other. So for the time being, you can select other and then go back and edit it later. Another question that I had is when we're creating a new company, why does the Association Magazines box come up twice when the company is finally saved? So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if I'm creating a company, say I want to name it Judy's Company. This is a new company. I'm the primary rep. There are no additional reps with this. I can add the primary contact. I'll just make it myself for now. And remember that anything that is in bold and with a star are required fields. We may be adjusting these later to have a required address, but we'll give you more information on that. These are not required fields. The only other thing is the required address, our email address. And let me see. And then I should be able to create. And notice that I have client center access for this advertiser. So James Lenziger is the primary contact. The company type is an advertiser. You could change that if you needed to. The publisher's Rodman Media. The market is, I'll say, national. The primary category that I'll choose is personal care. And then if I wanted to add any secondary categories like baby diapers, I could. You can add as many secondary categories as you need to, so maybe they also do skincare. When you search categories, all of these will be lumped together, so it won't discriminate between a primary category and a secondary category on a search. It will bring up any companies that are associated with primary and secondary categories in that search. And then you also notice here what the question is asking. Here's magazine associations. This is an additional required attribute that we've added. So I'll just say it's associated with Happy Magazine and I'll click create. Any additional information, if I've entered more contacts for that company in the system, I can choose a billing contact, or there might be more drop downs, an artwork contact. Parent companies, I can give their Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, secondary addresses, save and continue. Now, this is what the question is asking. Why does this magazine associations come up again? This is a required attribute. See that we've already picked it. There are other fields that you can enter that are optional attributes. So again, this is required. This is already entered. So you could save and continue. But if you wanted to add something else, I've entered in trade shows down here or other attributes. If you clicked other attributes, you can type whatever you want. If you clicked Happy Trade Show events, you could add the different Happy Trade Show events that are associated with this company. Please look through your publication's trade show events, because I've taken that from one of the media kits, the most recent one. There might be some trade shows you want to add in there. There might be new ones that are coming up for 2017. So please do take a look at that list and let me know if there are any additional ones to add. So I can add Happy Trade Shows. I'll say they go to Cosmoprof North America. They might also attend some beauty packaging trade shows. So I'll say they go to also LuxPack New York. Now these are all associated with this company. But remember, magazine associations is the only attribute that needs to be associated. You do not need to have these additional ones. These are optional. So I could remove this if I needed to. Save and continue. Just a reminder that Sherry it'd be really helpful for Sherry if you could specify with special billing if they need to receive I guess printed invoices, something along those lines. You can do that right here and then enter those billing notes. I will save and continue. The next question I've received, these questions have been addressed in some of our training videos, but I'll go over it quickly. It says, when we send an order to a client for electronic approval and they don't want to sign it electronically, but rather print it out, can their boss sign it manually themselves, or can we sign it for them? We can do both. So we'll see that this is a pending order currently, or not a pending order. I haven't created an order yet, but let's create an order. So we go down here and create an order. For Judy's company, I'll choose the happy contract template, save and continue. I'll enter a couple line items. For print, remember we only have print in right now. We'll be adding digital pretty soon, so you'll be able to experiment with that. This category, since we've associated some categories with it, it again does not affect the pricing. It does not affect the placement of the ad. You just have to pick something because there are categories associated with it. So I'll just pick their primary category, which was personal care. I can select a size, a full page, a color for a color. In terms of frequency, you can either choose the frequency down here, or you can start selecting the issue selection right here, which is required, and it will automatically adjust the frequency as you start selecting. So if I select 3, you'll see that it starts adjusting to the 3 time rate up here. Then I can discount it or add any additional charges onto that cost. Click Save. Now we've created line items, and I'll save and continue. This is what it will look like when they receive it. I'll click Submit. Now remember, this order has not yet been sent to them. It is a pending order right here. And if you wanted to see what the contract would look like when it was sent to them, it would look like this. And I can go ahead and email it to myself. Since I am the advertiser, I can add any additional recipients, a note on the email, and then click Send the email. So the order has been sent. But say for some reason you get the, let me bring it up. You get the new order, and your client says, hey, this looks great, but I don't want to approve it electronically. They can, click on this PDF link, and they can print this and sign it and send it back. And what that does is if they were to send it back, you can go to Sales, Approve Orders, search for the approval level. I've only approved it by the publisher. Or I've approved, it's waiting for client approval. And you'll see here it says Judy's company, client approval. I can look at the order right here. And I'm pretty sure that you can do this too if you're looking at, you can bring it up in the company page. So I see here that it's Judy's company. So far, I've made the order, but the client hasn't approved it. It's in red, the C. So what I can do here is I can say this order has been approved. I received a signed PDF. I can either have the client signature here and do it myself. I can make an email record here, just copy and paste the email of the confirmation, or I can upload a PDF here, choose the file, and click Submit. Now that will register it as client approved, and it will be an order ready to go. So again, this is if your client does not want to sign electronically, would rather submit, scan back, send by email and approval, and you can do it right here again by going to Sales, Approve Orders. You can look up the company name, so it was Judy's company, search it, comes up, again click on the order number, and then you will be able to approve it yourself. The fourth question I have is when we send out an order or invoice, is there a way to include the login instructions to pay online or order itself automatically in the email? You can have your contacts or companies, you can send them the login instructions to their client center by searching for the company. So let's search for Judy's company. Now, if you go to their contacts, you'll see that I'm a primary contact. If you click on me, there's a client center information. Now they can go to their portal to pay online, upload any artwork. If you go to send email, if I click send email, it says this email has been sent successfully. I should receive an email, which I did, that says, it will be much nicer and cleaner as we've fixed the email templates, but it'll say you can log into your client center here. Here's your username. Here's your password. They just have to copy and paste this. They can log into their client center and they can pay online and upload everything. So again, that's if you go to contacts and you're searching by company. You could search by contact too. So it was Judy's company. And I wanted to see their contacts because I wanted to send that contact to log in. Click my name and go down to Client Center Information and send an email. I can also edit the permissions of that client if I needed to see what they can do. I can say they can, submit proof requests, make payments, or I can uncheck these things. The final question that I wanted to go over were email templates. A lot of you guys have asked about, can there be specific email templates in terms of sending artwork reminders? And yes, there certainly can be. We can set those up in here. You guys do not have access to this. This is administration access, but you can see there are tons of different email templates, whether it's activity due date reminders, call activities, general statements, sharing templates, subscription reminders. There's also artwork reminders up here. We can add those templates for you. What you need to be able to do is just send us an example of what a reminder template would look like, and we can set that up for you in your system. So if you wanted to send a contact, an artwork reminder, due date reminder, something along those lines, we can already have a template ready for you to go, and you can send it to multiple people that are waiting artwork approval. That's all I have for now. If you have any more questions, just submit them to me, and I'll be creating hopefully these YouTube videos for the next week or so that answers these questions and shows you guys how to do this online. I will not be in the office tomorrow on Friday, and I will be back on Tuesday. I'll be looking at emails, so please do send me those emails with questions. Remember, we do have this MagHub contest that is going on down here. It looks like our top 3 right now are Mark, Kathleen, and Pat. This will be going on through tomorrow until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. So you have all day Friday. Once it becomes Saturday, it will be done. Alrighty, thanks guys.